September 29th, 2018, 8:16 a.m. All week long, with the exception of 2 days, we had clear days where they weren't spraying, and on those 2 days, the sun, walking outside, felt like you were going to melt. It's burning your skin, but I have really been trying to lay off for the last 2 years. This has been happening. Every time I see it, Pavlov's dog, I grab my camera and, run to start recording it. And, this thing has done nothing like I've been reporting, but really traumatized. I kind of reported last week, guys, that this hasn't done anything. I've been reaching for straws and trying to find a way through this thing. But the truth is even though I'm not dead yet, and by the looks of what's been going on here, I was certainly convinced I would be dead shortly. The truth is this has been psychological, emotional, and spiritual warfare. Okay. And I've also felt extremely lethargic this past week. I mean, very, very lethargic. This is just a bunch of emotional and mental weight when you know that you're being sprayed like a cockroach, okay? So to say that it hasn't done anything but put me in a negative state would be inaccurate, From what I understand, this is, a slow kill. The geoengineering is a Trojan horse for population reduction, and all this stuff they spray on us will build up in our systems and eventually whack us, okay? But what you're looking at here, people, all came out of the back of airplanes this morning. I didn't have it in me, like I said, to jump up and start recording, but behind all of this, the trails are there, okay? They created all this morning, blotting out our sun and our sky. You look at this half of the sky, you can see it's perfectly clear. So I'm just fed up with letting this thing steal my peace and steal my joy. Though I walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. And, for me, I've realized I have to make a choice. I'm either going to walk and live by faith or fear and anger, And now's the time for faith in my mind, because this has been an absolute abomination. And, one of the most difficult things I've ever dealt with in my life, to see planes flying over my head 95% of the time, spraying chemicals over my head, in order to hijack the weather and use it as a weapon against the world. And make no mistake about it, that's exactly what's going on. But this thing can fade back into the nothingness from which it came, That's the way I see it. Though I walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. I'm keeping my peace, and I'm determined to do that in the face of this thing, while still calling shit. Just not going to let it own me and control me anymore, guys. So, Father, anything that is not of your will or your creation, I ask that you dissolve from my presence, fade back into the nothingness from which you came. Peace out, guys.